What's going on, everyone? This is Dan with TechMarketer, back with the second of three, reviews on Risk Advisor, Salt, and Canopy Connect. Right? Everyone kind of asks, what's the difference between the three? What do they do well? What do they not do well? So, I am looking at Salt today. Specifically, what I'm looking at is the form that you can send to your prospects. They can fill all the information out, and it will pull that information and that data, especially vehicle, driver, property information, which is pretty outstanding, directly into Salt, which can then get pushed into your Rater, right? So they connect with Epic, with EZLynx, with PL Rater, and then with Gaya if you're not using any of those as well. So let's kind of take a look at this here. So this is just a very standard. I'm just going to do property auto, right? I'm going to continue. And it's, like I said, it is extremely standard information here that you would expect a prospect to have to fill out. And we'll just do that guy. Now, what's really neat with this one is once you get going and you fill out the information, like I said, it will pull the vehicle information that you have or the home information, year built, square footage, roof, that kind of stuff. So if I keep going here, no co-insured, just me. And once I enter in my address, please don't send me any mail. I am going to see all of this information start to pre-populate for me here on the back end. So I'm going to use this address. I'm going to continue here. It's incredibly simple. Yeah, I mean, this was forever ago. Obviously, I don't have to worry about that. So see right here, it already pulled the square footage. It pulled the year built. Some of it's a little bit wonky, but that's just the county data. That's not necessarily the fault of Salt here. But yeah, like this, it's a ranch, one story. That's the right square footage. That's the correct year built. If you live in a county where you have to file when the roof was updated, it will pull that stuff as well. Mine was 10 years ago. Don't tell my insurance agent that. You can just kind of go through very, very simply. And, if you say this, it'll give you that. If you're electric, what year was it updated? Plumbing, like I said, very, very slick, very, very easy to use. A lot of this stuff is not necessarily customizable, but there are things that you can put on here, right? So on the back end of this, you can actually say what type of security measures you want listed on here. You can put what fields you want to require as far as name, email, phone number, date of birth. If you want occupation, some people don't even need it, so they don't put it on there. If you want to put the education level, you can put it on there. If not a big deal, right? So if I put all this stuff in here and continue, and I'm just going to keep on going. No pool, no trampoline, nothing fun over here. And I want to get to, so here you go. Here's some of the information, like stuff that you can kind of populate in here that Salt already has, right? Oh, look at that. Your washing machine leaked on your wood floors, right? It's cool because it knows that I have wood floors. So no, I'll pay for that myself. Same thing here, right? City will pay for, municipalities on water backup. And it's got all of these, kind of customizable images or whatever that you want to populate off of there. So I'm going to go way high limit, not even a mile away on my property. Yes. And eventually, I can fill out as much or as little as I want. Once I get through all of this, it'll take me into the auto as well. So there you go. So it's got this here. I can put my driver's license number in, my driver's license state. And if I have the VIN, I can populate it. It'll pull all that info. I don't have my VIN, so I'm just going to say that I've got my 07 Yukon. Boom. And now same thing. I'm going to keep pushing through this. It's going to keep giving me all this very easy to use information. It is actually incredibly user friendly if you can't tell, right? There's just a couple questions per. And again, all of this information will populate on the back end of Salt. And Salt has a very good Zapier integration as well, where you can set a trigger for when it hits a certain stage, or if it adds a tag, which you can have it automatically do once it's completed. There's also built-in follow-ups inside of Salt. So if I abandon this, right, I just decide, yeah, I don't need it, whatever, not a big deal. Or I get busy, kids, life happens. And if I abandon it for 2 hours or 6 hours or whatever you want to make it, you can set up to 3 reminders here. So you can set it for 2 hours after, a day after, 3 days after. And what's even cooler is this information all caches like just beautifully, right? So if I open up a new tab and I go back into this, it picks up right where I left off, like exactly where I left off. So I'm just going to continue here. No damage to anything. You can talk about your deductibles and stuff here too. So it is very, very slick. You can see the save button up here, but as you can see, it automatically saves that stuff and caches all that data so that whenever I go back in as the prospect, it will just put me right back where I was. I don't have to restart everything, which is incredibly helpful. So it's a really, really cool tool. So this is Salt again. Again, on the back end, you can customize a little bit here too. You can make it all agency branded. You can use their own branded animations like you saw before with the water backup and sewer backup and stuff there too. So this is another great way that you can gather information from your prospects on their terms, right? So meet them where they're at. If they don't want you to call them, send them this link, and it's a static link. So you can even put it in your automations inside of Agency Zoom or Better Agency or any of the other CRMs out there that you're using. And it'll automatically kick out to them and say, here you go, fill this out. And somebody's going to be, reach out to you as soon as you're done. And like I said, this will also kick it directly into your raters or to Gaya if you're not using a rater, and you can go get your quotes directly from the carriers. So it's very, very cool, very, very slick. So we did Risk Advisor last week. We've got Salt this week on this one. And then on the next video that we do, we're going to talk about Canopy Connect as well. All three of them do awesome things very differently, but very useful tools for any agency out there. Hope this was helpful, and I will see you guys next week.